Hello, welcome back. This is Mary Jacobs with the Tao of Oneness podcast, One Love. I'm here today because I really was inspired by some instances in my life and then also in some of the people in my life that I actually very cordial with, that I know, and then some people that I actually really know very deeply, like friends and family members. And there was a similar thing that has been going on in a lot of people's lives right now. And that is where we're all being asked to remove our masks. And so it brought me to an article that I had written, a blog post, honestly, about the transformative power of love and while real intimacy requires us to take off the mask. There was also something that I had written a little bit ago. And what had inspired me with that one was honestly knowing that one, we all deserve to be loved for who we really are, right? And yet being in the presence of real, authentic relationships, partnerships, and I say love, but I mean agape love, not just romantic love, where you have to be in love, but I mean like real, honest love, whether it's between, business partners, coworkers, siblings, children with their parents, and yes, also romantic love. Usually when I say that, the first thing that comes to mind is like between, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or, whatever your dynamic is when you're intimate with someone matters not, but it is calling forth vulnerability and having to be transparent. And that can be very raw at times. And therefore, because you're having to be so raw, so real, so transparent, it also can cause real, honest transformation when we realize that we're being face to face with our own vulnerability in those moments, and then therefore know how to use that to our benefit. So first, I definitely want to read the article, and then we'll get into some additional teachings and some honest questions, honestly, because it's not just about me being here. I want to give some honest reflection for myself in my own life path, some things I've heard from other people, and invite your feedback as well. So the transformative power of love and why real intimacy requires us to take off the mask. Love is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, yet it's also one of the most understood. We often talk about love as if it's something soft, gentle, or easy, but true love, real soul level love, is a catalyst. It transforms us, it stretches us, and it asks us to rise beyond our fears, beyond our survival patterns, and beyond the mask we've worn for so long that we've forgotten they aren't truly who we are. I don't know about you, but I know personally I have lived from that experience of feeling like I needed to be something that everybody else expected me to be, to like, to know, to feel, to where I would shun or hide different aspects of myself to feel like I fit in, and therefore felt like I was saving myself a disgrace by being. However, all it did was create a deeper wound of feeling unaccepted because I knew inherently that I was living a lie and not truly being myself. I digress. This kind of love isn't just romantic. It's the love we cultivate within ourselves, the love we share with our children, friends, communities, and the partners who walk beside us on the path. It is the love that reshapes our lives from the inside out. And transformation, real transformation, will always bring us face to face with our own vulnerability. Why real love feels both beautiful and terrifying. Love awakens parts of us we've learned to silence. It calls forth our tenderness, our truth, our unguarded heart. And for many of us, especially those of us who've spent years being strong, handling life alone, or surviving our way through pain, letting someone see us can feel overwhelming. Not because we don't want love, but because love requires transparency. It requires presence and courage. It requires a willingness to be known. And being fully known without performance or perfection is one of the most vulnerable experiences we can have as human beings. But it is also the most liberating. The mask we wear to protect ourselves. Over time, we all develop masks, quote unquote, the polished, practiced selves we show to the world to stay safe. Examples of that are the I'm fine mask, the strong one mask, the I'm always in control mask, the peacemaker mask, the spiritual mask, the perfection mask, the independent mask, the I don't need anyone mask. There's so many more. However, these masks help us survive, but they also keep us isolated. They create distance between who we truly are and the connections we desperately crave. When we keep our mask on, people don't connect with us. They connect with the version we're performing as at the time. That's why love doesn't deepen, why intimacy feels shallow, why relationships feel unbalanced, and why we feel unseen even when surrounded by people. Because no one can truly love us until we are willing to be seen. Love is a transformative experience, and when love meets us with honesty and authenticity, it becomes a mirror. It reflects everything we've suppressed, avoided, or ignored within ourselves. This is why real intimacy is a spiritual experience, because it reveals us to ourselves. Love transforms us by softening the parts we've hardened, healing the wounds we've hidden, challenging the cycles that kept us stuck or continue to keep us stuck, opening the heart where it once closed, reconnecting us with joy, pleasure, and presence, and reminding us that we were never meant to journey alone. I actually have a little sticker that I keep on my desk says, "You are not alone." It's a reminder of that recognition. Sometimes we need to remember that. We were never meant to journey alone. And if you look around you and allow relationships to deepen, you'll see that you really, truly are not alone. Oh my goodness. We're going to get into it. This kind of transformation is uncomfortable at times, and yet it's the very discomfort that signals our growth. If love doesn't stretch you, it's not expanding you. If it doesn't ask you to rise, it's not awakening you. And if it doesn't reflect you back to yourself, it is not transformative. Learning discernment is profoundly important here. Intimacy isn't just proximity, it's truth. Intimacy is not about how close two bodies are. It's about how open two hearts are. It's about being able to say, this is who I am. This is what I feel. This is where I am healing. This is what I need. This is what scares me. And this is what I desire. Two people being able to do that with one another. Okay. Not the one-sidedness, but both people honoring those needs within each other. True intimacy invites two people to meet each other without facades, without avoidance, and without hiding behind spiritual language or emotional armor and over intellectualizing things either, because sometimes people will spin you around in a circle using the mind. I didn't add that in my article, but I want to kind of put that right there. This level of closeness can feel scary, especially if you spent years protecting yourself. But the very act of allowing yourself to be known becomes a doorway to deeper connection, deeper healing, and deeper love. Why taking off the mask is the greatest gift you can offer? When you allow yourself to be seen, several things happen. Your relationships deepen because they're finally built on truth, not performance. Your nervous system relaxes. Masks are exhausting. Authenticity is freedom. You attract people who are aligned with the real you, not the version you presented just to stay safe. You heal the parts you felt most unlovable because they're no longer hidden, and you become magnetic. Nothing is more beautiful than authenticity. Your transparency gives others permission to also become and be transparent. Your courage opens the door for others to take off their masks, and your honesty becomes a healing balm for everyone connected to you. Love is not only transformative for you, it creates a ripple effect that touches families, communities, and generations. Take that to heart. Love is meant to expand you. Love isn't meant to shrink you, it's meant to grow you. It's meant to bring you home to yourself. So if intimacy feels overwhelming or uncomfortable, know this: you're not breaking, you're opening, and your heart is remembering its natural state, which is connection. We are so interconnected, not only with each other, but with the external world and natural world around us. Everything that you do, you think, you say, you feel, you harbor, or you express is creating a ripple effect outward. So let's start being more accountable about the ripples we put out that do come back to us and do also affect us as well, not just those in the world around us. All right. Every step you take toward truth, towards vulnerability, towards being full of you is a step toward the kind of love that lasts, the kind that liberates, the kind that transforms your life from the inside out. And the final thought, your heart is ready. If you've been feeling the nudge to open, to soften, to trust, to let someone in, or to deepen the relationships already in your life, trust that. Trust it. Your heart is speaking to you. Your soul already knows the way. Your heart already carries the wisdom, and your truth is waiting to be lived. Love is not something you must chase. It's something you allow. And the moment you take off the mask, love takes off its boundaries. Yours truly, in love and in light, Mary Jacobs, founder of the Tao of Oneness. And so it is. And I do have always a call of action just in case if your soul wants more and you're ready to go deeper on your own spiritual path, please join me. For right now, really be with what I said. If you need to go back and re-listen to this audio, or you want to go onto my website, thetaoofoneness.com, go into blog, and it's the one that I actually posted, the blog post February 3rd, the transformative power of love, why real intimacy requires us to take off the mask. And then, of course, if you want audio, you can please re-listen to this video and come back to it as much as possible. Now, as far as I can tell through my own aspect of living life more transparently, and also just being more visible and doing uncomfortable things that I usually shied away from, like me being live and allowing my face to be seen, especially since I have, my goodness, I think it's been 3 years now since I really have gone out and championed my spiritual path, my offerings, who I am, and what I want to contribute to the world to make it a better place. Within the last 3 years, I've gone a lot more dormant. I've been doing a lot more of my own interior healing on a physical level, and it's deepened me into the next aspect of my service and just really being authentically myself without feeling the need to hide anymore. Am I still healing certain aspects of my past? Absolutely. I'm not here to tell you that I've gotten it all figured out, but what I can tell you is that I am light years ahead of where I have come from and the person that I used to be. That part of who I was has expanded. It's not a part of who I am or helped shape my experience to who I am today, but it is no longer running my life script and my life performance and my life trajectory as far as where I know I'm going any longer. But however, it does hold wisdom of what I've gone through and therefore allows me to help others who are going through some of those same experiences right now that I've already went through. And the same for you. We're all teachers in our own right. We don't have to have everything all figured out all the time. We don't have to be, the master guru has completely enlightened and now lives in the cave and only comes down amongst the masses every now and then to teach. God bless those masters because they have done a lot of good on this world. And each one of us is also a teacher to someone behind us that is going through something that you yourself have gone through in the past. There's wisdom there that we all carry. And right now, more than ever, we need each other. We need that connection and that realness and that authenticity and that a willingness to be seen. So that's why here I am before you, regardless of being afraid, regardless of kind of being a little shy. I know that the mission is more important than my fears. I know that everything that I have learned thus far to get me to where I am is so much of a gem and an offering to the collective of love and of harmony and of transformation, that to me is more important than me being shy and afraid of what other people may think about me or may say about me from their own woundedness or self-judgment, which they project and judge me for. The greater good and the good that can come from this is more important. And so when we talk about removing our mask that we felt like once protected us, if we can actually see it actually as being a service and that ripple effect that actually goes out into the world to assist and help others be able to do the same, we are making a positive impact and a positive difference. I'm so thankful that if you came today and you have watched thus far, that you have stayed with me and stayed the course, because that means that somewhere inside of you, you are aware that it is time for you to take off your mask, to be more vulnerable and allow more love in and allow people to see you and even heal and be willing to do their own inner work by you showing up as authentically you. I am so grateful to still be here on the planet as I am actually going on a new healing journey. I'm doing a group detox through the whole month of May. I have a lot of more offerings coming up. I have another ebook I'll be putting out that I also will probably have in paperback as well coming up this summer. I'm offering a new class that I'm going to have 7 modules that I will be putting out that I'm actively working on putting those PowerPoints together and along with a workbook that it will help you throughout the course. And you'll have access to all of those links and course material and your workbook and the videos and the audio for the duration. And my goal is to make it affordable so that more people will have access to it. And of course, I'm always available if people want to work with me individually. But my goal is to put out things and tools that people can use that can actually transform their lives, even if they choose not to work with me one on one, because that's what the world needs. All right, guys. Thank you again. Again, my name is Mary Jacobs. I am the founder of the Tao of Oneness, and I am also your host here on the One Love Tao of Oneness podcast. And it is my hope that, together we all raise our frequency. We all do our part, even if it's one little baby step at a time, to show up for ourselves and show up for each other and help change the tide and by putting out more positivity into the world. All right, guys, I love you. I'm grateful for you. And I'm so thankful that we're still here to make a difference. And we are surrounded by so many others that are here to help us, but we just got to make sure that we are visible, that we say yes. And so therefore we're reachable, whether it's your spirit family, whether it's your guides, whether it's your fellow family members, or just other people in the community that you are associated with, that you find online or otherwise. May you know that you're blessed, that you were meant to thrive, and that you are deeply loved. Okay? Namaste, namaste, namaste. Until the next time, one love.